Hi, darlings. Are you wondering what it means to spiritually bypass? Are you afraid you're doing it, or maybe you think someone else is? In this video, I'm going to help explain exactly what it is. Spoiler alert, it's more than a new age diss, and how to stop doing it now. I'm Briana Borten, and I help people awaken to their highest selves. Subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to get alerted when I post a new video every single Monday. The awareness of spiritual bypassing is increasing, but spiritual bypassing itself is a tale as old as time, I'm sure. Even in simple ways, like when someone is in grief over the loss of a loved one and we say, they're in a better place now. It's a form of spiritual bypassing. So we're gonna talk about what spiritual bypass is, especially versus a spiritual approach, because many of us wanna live our life with a spiritual approach. And we need to be clear that there's a big difference between a spiritual approach and a spiritual bypass. So let's look at what spiritual bypass is. It's using spiritual principles to avoid doing the work at hand, to avoid looking at something that needs to be looked at, or to avoid the most complete resolution or process, or to claim you're further along in some process than you are, or to claim you're more evolved or better than you actually are, or usually in comparison to someone else. So really, spiritual bypass is when the ego uses spiritual principles to bolster itself and avoid leaving its comfort zone. So let's talk about the bypass. There is a natural path laid out in front of you that naturally involves challenge and healing and looking at your shadow and getting real about what is and doing some inner work. And the bypass is usually some spiritual principle or words or whatever to circumvent what is there for you and land in the place where it's all okay, but it's not really. In contrast, a spiritual approach is bringing forward your spiritual insights and practices while going into the challenges and struggles on your path so you can move through them with awareness and commitment and come out of them rewoven, reconfigured, and transformed on a deep level. So as we can see, when we spiritually bypass, we miss the opportunity. We miss the real work of our souls to transform and evolve. And instead, we pretend that we're evolved. And those are very different things. So how do you stop spiritually bypassing? Well, first, you don't avoid the challenges that arise on your path. When you see a challenge, you don't pretend that it's not there. You don't pretend like everything's okay. You actually meet the challenge. And two, be honest with yourself and others about what you actually experience and know as the truth. So I'm gonna use an example. So here's something that I hear a lot of people, especially in like the spiritual world, saying when someone hasn't found their partner yet. Well, you aren't finding the love of your life, or you aren't finding love because you simply do not love yourself. And you cannot love someone else until you love yourself. Nice enough sentiment, I suppose, but do we really see that as true in the world? Because I see a lot of people that are in really loving, delightful relationships that don't really love themselves fully. And sometimes we learn to love ourselves fully through the eyes of somebody who loves us. Additionally, I see a lot of people who really do fully love themselves and haven't found the right partner yet. So I can just look at the world and say, well, that just isn't true. It's true sometimes, but it's not a deep truth like we pretend it is. And when we say that to somebody else who is struggling with the pain of not finding their true love or their partnership yet, we actually avoid the truth. We avoid the truth that it just fucking sucks to not find the thing you're looking for yet, and be in the reality of what is true, and then work from the truth to move forward to hopefully resolve that situation and be with them along the way as they find their true love. But can you see how if we are aiming at the wrong thing because we've used a spiritually bypassy way of being, then we aren't even in the right starting place to find the solution that we actually want for ourselves or for others. And number three, stay present, even when it's uncomfortable. and be willing to sacrifice your ego's need to be seen a certain way, or to make things easy or pleasant, or to gloss over things. Just stay in the discomfort. Stay, stay, stay. When we can learn to bring our spiritual tools with us into the challenge, rather than using spiritual ideas to escape what's here for us in this life, we start on a profound path of healing and expansion. And I'd love to continue to work with you on how to do this and how to really get in touch with your spiritual path if you're interested. Join us in Love Rising. It's an amazing membership program where you'll be held in a container of love while you go deep into your process of transformation. I'll put a link in the description below in case you want to join us. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, like it, and subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos to create more peace and freedom in your life, like this video on spiritual transformations that I know you're going to love. I am so grateful to be on this journey with you, and I am sending you so much love.